Siri, what's the weather? Siri, what should I wear today? Figure it out myself. Hello my fellow mermaids, thank you for tuning in. Today I am reviewing my Apple Watch, specifically the Apple Watch 2. So I will be bringing it throughout my day, showing you guys how I use it, what I like about it, what I don't, and so you can figure out if it is right for you. Disclaimer, I am not a tech savvy individual. I am not an Apple expert. I'm an Apple lover, considering all things down to my case is Apple, my laptop, everything. I've sold my soul and I love it, but I have no idea how any of it works. I'm just gonna explain to you guys from a basic white girl who loves fitness, fashion, food, brunch, beers, and doesn't really know that much about technology. So if you like those things and you're wondering if the Apple Watch is for you, I'm probably gonna be a bit more relatable. If you're a tech expert and you wanna know like the specs and all that, just feel free to throw us a like, but yeah, leave because you're probably not going to be happy about what I talk about. But yes, the first clip was staged. I don't wake up at 11, usually. Okay, I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what it looks like and what you can expect. So I have the gray kind of chromy looking band, and then also with the gold. If you want to see, I have an unboxing of this, so if you want to see what it looks like, you guys can go and click on that. I have the smaller one, 38mm aluminum case one, and because it is the 2, it is GPS and it is waterproof. So a quick little view on it. It's going to be black when it's not, so when it's down just on your wrist, it's going to be black, but when you prop it up, you're going to see the watch face. This is the current face I am using. I like this because it kind of shows everything. It shows your movement, your activity, it shows the date, it shows the time. I've customized it so it shows the weather. You can go see your activity rings, which I will explain, and then you can quickly just start a workout. Obviously, I'm into the fitness thing, so I have the workout there, but you can change this to show stocks, to show notes, to show weather, a whole bunch of other things. I just found that was the only thing that was interested, and I could also have the weather in that. I do swap it though if you slide it like so. You can change the watch face anytime you want. So when I'm going out and I want to be a bit more fashionable, I typically will swipe it to something a lot more neutral, like so. You kind of got to make sure you go against the edge. It's kind of annoying, but yeah, they got some gimmicky ones, very plain ones. You can add your own photos there if you want, but I usually put it on this one when I'm trying to be fashionable and I'm not working out or anything, because I think it's just very minimalistic and looks good. Then if you click the home screen, you're gonna go to what is all your main button. Oh, go back. All the main buttons. So these are your apps that are connected. You can add, you can take them away easily, and then this is just kind of how you navigate. So for example, you can go to your calendar, you can go to the weather, you can go to your photos, you can go activity, you can go to your messages. Oh, let's see, make sure. Okay, yeah, you guys can see all these. So what's kind of cool is all your recent messages will come up here, and you can reply on them. So for example, we'll go to Trevor, because it's my boyfriend and I can annoy him. I can just send him one of those heart things. I can send him an emoji. I can write something. I can do that. And also, right when someone texts you, they will give you like 3 options kind of thing. So you can just respond with like a K, a yes, or a no. And so it kind of has a smart respond. But for that to work, you have to be within distance of your phone, because it is all on Wi-Fi and data. I'm actually going to go to Starbucks and show you how you can use this watch to pay at Starbucks. So we're gonna go total techie. I don't always do this, but it's kind of cool. So what you can do is you can go to the Starbucks app, pull up the app. I already have everything preloaded on my card, which is also preloaded on this. So I'm just gonna go order, and I'm gonna order my drink. So I'm going to get me a cold brew. Oh, and then you can click here and you can adjust, because I'm crazy. And this drink, I'm totally not going to take credit for it. Nikki Blackadder posted it in her last vlog and it sounds delicious, so I'm going to try it. So holler at your girl Nikki for this. It's all done. It's just a cold brew with white mocha syrup and almond milk. So I'm going to save that. Would you like to save that? Sure. And then we're gonna go order. Continue. And then it will give you options of stores. This is the closest one to me, so we're gonna go there. They didn't have almond milk, so I'm just gonna get coconut milk, which I think might even taste better in my personal opinion. So it's gonna go here, and you just click order, and be there in 3 to 8 minutes. So it should take us as long we have to go there. Also, I'm not gonna go on a run today, but this does track GPS and your runs. So I'm gonna track my walk to show you guys, because it's the exact same. I'm going slower. So outdoor walk, we're gonna click there. We're not gonna set a goal. I could, but I'm just trying to get to Starbucks. Don't pressure me to do more. And it's gonna start and it's gonna track it. First off, I'm dumb. If you order on the app, it automatically pays because it's attached to the app. But pretty much, what it does, if you want to pay with your watch, is instead of giving your credit card, you just open the Starbucks app and you just go, bleep. And I was gonna ask them if I could show me doing it, but they gave me the big, no, I'm not allowed to film in here. So I'm sorry, I couldn't show you that. But yeah, if you want to pay with it, that's literally all you do. Is instead of, they have that little barcode scanner thing, and you just go, bloop. And it pays for it, just like you would your credit card, so you don't have to carry it around, or if you forget your wallet, you have that. That is a cool feature, because if you have an Apple Watch, you have to have an iPhone. So there is that feature. You can just order straight from the Starbucks app. You don't have to worry about waiting in line. You just go right to wait for it to get delivered, and they never screw up your order because it's all written down. So we are back from the walk, and I'll show you what the Apple Watch said. I'm gonna go outdoor walk. Спасибо. Thank you. Now I'm actually going to talk a bit more specifically about the workouts and the workout app. What it does is it tracks 3 things. It has the 3 rings. The outside one is your move, the inside is your activity, and the blue is your stand. So we're going to go up here. So the move, or the red, is the calories burned in the day on top of your basic metabolic rate. So everyone burns a certain amount of calories every day, no matter if you do anything, if you move, if you just sit in your bed, it's just to help your body stay alive. Now, any movement on top of that is extra calories. So that is what the red tracks. Now, the green is anytime your heart rate gets elevated enough to be considered a brisk walk or above. I forget what % of your max heart rate it is specifically, but it's just pretty much anytime you're actually doing activity. So you have elevated heart rate. Now, the blue is the amount of hours in a day you stand. I want to talk about this one specifically real fast. I've tested it out, and pretty much you have to move every single hour. You get the 1 out of 12. I think it's preset to 12 for everyone. You can stand for an hour straight. If you're not moving, it won't track it. So I've tried that. I've been at a standing desk for an hour straight, and it didn't count it. It's pretty much, it just shows that you moved at some point in an hour. So it has no way to tell if you're standing or sitting. It just lets you know if you moved within an hour. Hope that makes sense. Pretty much the premise behind the activity watch in this is that you burn a certain amount of calories over top of your basic metabolic rate. Now, if you don't turn on any of the activity, which I'll talk about in a second, it will still track your movement, as in, like, if you walk a lot and you never turn it on, it's still going to track some of it. I just noticed if I don't turn on walking, like I go for a walk, if I don't turn that on, it's a lot lower. So I think it just takes a little bit to process it, versus when the activity watch is on, it always has a certain burning amount of calories. And you click this little green guy, and it's gonna give you a whole bunch. Now, it only has a few options, and this is really where it's limited. And then there's the section called Other. Now, how that works is it tracks it as if you were just doing a leisurely walk. For example, I'll use strength training. It's gonna, if you turn it on, you have to go to Other while it's tracking your workout, and it just tracks the length as if you were doing a brisk walk, and then it depends on your heart rate. The higher your heart rate, the more calories you're gonna burn. This thing is inaccurate. I'm gonna be straight up. It is good to know if you're doing more. It's kind of a good baseline so you have an idea, but I'll use the best example I have. One day, I was having a few too many drinks with friends, sitting on my butt for an hour straight, and I didn't realize I had accidentally turned on the cycle. So I thought I was riding my bike, and it said I burned something like 800 calories. I like to think I did do that when I'm sitting on my butt drinking beer, but that is not the case at all. If you're getting the Apple Watch in hopes that it's going to be the best activity tracker out there on the market, the most accurate, it's not. There is no 100% accurate activity watch out there. It's an activity app right there. It's just like that, and you get it, and it shows just the circle. So it is kind of fun that it's like a game. You get your move, you get your move for the day, you get your activity and your stand. You just pretty much try and fill all three. If you scroll down, it shows your percent. So mine's kind of high because I just am very active. I walk everywhere, I work out a lot, so mine is on the higher end compared to a lot of people. And the amount of minutes, and then it has your stand goal, your steps and the distance. So if you're someone who's a Fitbitter, it will still track that. You can also swipe and it will show your like calorie total for the day. Like that is your basic metabolic rate and that added. So of course it's only been half the day, so my basic metabolic rate would probably be like, I don't know, it says 1400, mine's more around 1700. It's on the higher end, and then on top of all activities. So once again, it also doesn't calculate your BMR specifically for you, it just takes a generic calculation. Speaking of workouts, another cool feature it does have though is first, this one's waterproof, so it will track swimming. So if you're a triathlete, this is actually awesome for you because it tracks all those kind of things. It's not the most heavy duty. Honestly, if you want a really heavy duty one, for workouts, Garmin, from everything I've researched, is the best. I have a few friends who are high-level endurance athletes. They love it, and unfortunately, there's just no wearable technology for weightlifting specifically. There's some that kind of track it, but you just simply don't have it because it's so subjective to the weight you're pushing. And so that, you know, if you're someone who's weightlifting, looking for something to track it, it just doesn't exist right now. GPS, so if we track here, we go to the outdoor walk, it's going to show you all the highlights from your workout. It's going to show you the calories burned, the total calories during that time, so it just takes your like basic metabolic rate and the activity on top there. It's going to show your distance, the time, and then if you go right here, it's going to show the route. So we hit there, it's going to show you a map of your run or walk, depending, of course, mine was just a walk, but then it also shows the areas of highlighted of when it's green, it's pretty much like a resting heart rate, or just like a just bit elevated. Yellow is like you're in activity zone, so you're kind of working out, and then any points are red are like really high heart rate, so that's what that is. I'm going to show you the rings from every single day that you worked out, and so you go there, and then at the bottom it's also going to show you your workouts. If you go to this, show you your totals from every month, and then they have achievements. This is just kind of gimmicky. Like the games, it will show you just different achievements you can achieve, like months, like the amount of times you got your stand goal or whatever it was for that, the amount of times you've reached it, or the amount of times in a row. They have special ones that come out, like I did a walk outside on Earth Day. They just have things like that. It's kind of like Fitbit. I'll be honest, if you love Fitbit because of the community and you can like challenge your friends, it doesn't have that feature on Apple Watch. I'm sure it will happen eventually, but you can share it. I just didn't really like it. It's pretty much you can add any of your friends and it will just show you their rings for the day, and so that's pretty much all it does. There's no way to challenge them. You can nudge them. You could go and like type on them and just like send them a nudge, but I never even thought to, and I don't even know what anyone's goals is versus like Fitbit. It shows like you can do contests and all that, so that's the one area that Apple Watch really fails to Fitbit, is just there's no community sharing. I would love to see when Apple Watch expands in the future, if there was ways you could do like challenges, whether it be like the longest run, or I don't really like the most calories burned because I think it's all subjective, and just getting too calorie focused I'm never really too much a fan of. I think it's a good thing to be aware of because it's just your body, and that's what's nice, but it's just I find some people get too obsessive. Same with steps. People in Fitbit community can get too obsessive, and that's something to really know about yourself. With wearable technology, you got to be careful. It is a number in any case. I'm someone who's really, I love numbers, I love technology, I'm just very math minded, so I do like having numbers and stuff like this. Just as an idea, I don't think in terms of letters. I excel in math, I suck at English, and so that's just how my brain works. And so I kind of like just having visual and numbers, and so it's just kind of, like I said, I look at it, I'm like, that's what I'm doing today, and then it just gives me good health parameters to go off. But if you're someone who knows you get very focused on calories, or you've had a Fitbit and you become really obsessed with steps, I don't believe this is good for you, because you will become very obsessive with it and every single day, and your life will revolve around the calories burnt, and that's very negative, especially when it is so inaccurate. It is simply a cool tool to see if you're moving a lot or you're sitting on your butt a lot, and just go with the ebbs and flows of your life. In the winter, it's a good thing to be conscious of you're probably not moving as much. In the summer, it's sometimes fun to be like, I just went for a walk, look at me go. Some other features it has on the screen here. So it has the health app, which it attaches to, which everyone has on their phone right now. If you have an iPhone, you already have access to this, and it tracks your steps and other measurements. I'm not gonna go too much into this because I'll be honest, I have some information put on here and it's private, and I would just personally not like to share that, but it does track things like body measurement, health records, reproductive health, vital, nutrition, activity, all that. So yeah, it definitely will track everything in here as well. I honestly don't really use it except for just some stuff like I have emergency contacts and like some of my health things, because that's a cool thing you can do about your iPhone. You can put in all your health parameters. So theoretically, if you were ever in a car accident or you're unconscious, someone can take your phone and literally look at everything you're allergic to, your emergency contacts, all that kind of stuff, and you can go past the passcode to get into it. So I definitely recommend you doing that just for your health and safety. Really not like all that info on the internet, so I'm not gonna go in there. But you can also go to the My Watch, which is pretty much just an expansion of the watch's settings. This is where you can turn on and off notifications. You can add different watch faces. You can change the dock. You can change the layout. So for example, that is the layout I had on here. You can swap everything around and move it. It's super simple. Just load in, that's why there's a whole bunch. So you could just swap them, so just put them wherever. Honestly, I've never done that because I don't really, it's not that much of a hassle, but I'm sure you could probably make it smaller, bigger, whatever it is you want. I will say Siri is kind of cool. I've only used it once, and I'm 100% honest, it was to cheat in a game we did at our campus. It was a trivia day and everyone's phones were away, and so my group used Siri to ask questions about Harry Potter, and I'm going to hell, I'm sorry. We were those people. Everyone cheated though. This was a mutual agreement. So if you're wondering what is the difference between the Apple Watch 2 and the others, honestly, from a basic white girl's perspective, the only difference is this one is waterproof. I do love swimming. Of course, I am a mermaid. I love going in the ocean, and then I was a competitive swimmer for years, so I actually really like that I'm able to swim on it, and also because I'm super forgetful when I go in the shower, I don't have to freak out about it. But that is pretty much the difference. They also have stuff called, there's a Sport Dual Processor core, 50% faster than the single core and 2 times as fast as the graphics. They use a S2 system on a chip, which includes a GPS antenna. So I think it's just better GPS. And retina display or something. Honestly, I don't know what any of that means, but it's a bit faster and it's waterproof is the main takeaway. Another drawback, but personally for me, it wasn't too much of a hiccup, but it really depends on you, is there's no sleep tracking. I know a lot of people use their Fitbits and other smartwatches for fit tracking. As of now, the Apple Watch is not aware of that. The battery life for me, I've noticed, like, there's a few nights, for example, I usually wake up at 6 a.m. and there's a few nights that I've gone, like, stayed up all the way to 4 a.m. because, and it survived the whole night. Like, I knew that was the longest one time. It was pretty much a 24-hour battery life is what I've noticed. So you could wear it overnight, but then it would die, and there's just no sleep tracking. Personally, it's okay, because even though I used to have a Fitbit that tracks sleep, I only used it for a bit and it started giving me rashes, so I didn't actually like that. There's a bunch of apps you can just get on your phone. That's what I use. I use the Sleep Cycle app, and it pretty much just tracks your sleep right beside you. Because like you said, I just like to have these little things. I think they're fun. They're not anything to consume your life, but it's pretty cool. We have technology that we can use to track some health features, and so you're just aware of, like, why I feel like crap. Oh, I haven't slept more than 4 hours in 2 weeks. Just that's what it's for. It's not being like, I need to get 8 hours of sleep and this many calories burned, and oh, so I can eat this much of that. It's not about that. It's just to be like, don't be such an asshole, move a bit, sleep a bit, eat some fruit. That's what they're for. Now, is the watch for you is the real question. Well, it might be. It might not be. Who the Apple Watch is for. If you're a Fitbit connoisseur, if you love your Fitbit, but you don't like how bulky it looks and how you can't wear it out, going out, you can't get glam because you got this big chunky ass thing. Those things are hard to accessorize, let's be real. Then it's for you. If you're willing to spend above $300 on an activity watch. If you're going to wear it every day. if you're someone who really likes wearable technology. If you're one of those Apple loyalists who likes your phone hooked up to your laptop with hooks and it all like sinks in and it's really synergized, it's for you. If you're someone who always forgets to put on your Fitbit, if you're someone who never even looks at your Fitbit, if you're someone who laughs at the thought of a Fitbit, it might not be for you. On the flip side, if you have no desire to be on Fitbit, but you like the idea of a smartwatch, it might be for you. So that's cool. There's a bunch of other features I just personally don't use. I know you can track your calendar, it can send notifications, it can do mindful minutes, which is really cool, and it does little mini meditations. You can sit there and it'll tell you to breathe in and out, so it can be good in that sense for some people. On the flip side, it's constantly sending you notifications. I know I had to turn that off because it was literally like, and I went insane. Also, if you're someone who gets really obsessive about numbers in your health and fitness journey, I would not recommend it for you. If you're someone who can look at it pretty subjective and you just like to have trackable technology and you're just kind of fascinated by it, it's good. Like I said, it is just a really expensive Fitbit with added features. For me, it's worth it because I like the wearable technology, but I don't like how ugly the Fitbits are, so I'm willing to spend a bit more money, and I'm not really doing it to be exact. I've never done that because, once again, this is not the exact tracking. It's not the best out there. It just gives me an idea if I'm moving a lot or if I'm not. So that's the activity I use for that. It's also great for tracking runs and distance. So if you're more into endurance and you're not like super hardcore, so if you're a swimmer, biker, or runner, it's really great that it can track those. So I like that when I'm trying to track my cardio, because yeah, I'm training for a triathlon. Ask me how that's going. If you're someone who's super strapped for money, paying the bills is hard, you're trying to save up for college, you're trying to put a down payment on the house, this is not where you put your money in a fancy little watch. There's just other better things to spend your money on, and you have to be someone who's really gonna use it and wear it pretty much every single day for it to be worth it. So my rationale is I will wear this every single day for at least a year, so it works down to just like $1 every day. Am I willing to spend it to put it on? And that's what I told myself. I was like, am I willing to? And yes, I am, because I'm just a watch wearer. I like to have very simple, plain accessories, but I'm also kind of, even though I'm not tech smart, I like my technology. I like my iPhone, I like my laptop, I like it all to sync together, and I honestly just really like the looks of these, and I like that I'm able to dress it up, and I don't know, I just think it's a fun little tool. But if you're not willing to wake up every day and say, oh, I'll pay $1 to put it on for at least a year or two, it's not gonna be worth it for you. That's my opinion. And if you're someone who simply just wants to like track steps, just use your phone. Your phone will track steps for you. So do not get this just to track steps. Get this because you like the notifications, you like the look of it, you want something to track swimming, running, all those more distance, and you're not obsessed with numbers. Overall, I'm going to give the Apple Watch an 8 out of 10. I've had the Fitbit Surge. It is way better than Fitbit Surge. You pay just a little bit more money. Fitbit Surge is like the highest activity level Fitbit there is. It does everything Fitbit Surge does, but it's prettier and it's waterproof and has a bunch more tech features, which it doesn't. So in my opinion, it's okay to spend the extra like $50 to get a way better looking watch that does a lot more in the world. I think Garmin is a lot better for activity. So if you're someone who just really wants, sorry, I'm sweating. It is 28 above. 27 because my watch just told me. If you're someone who wants like the most accurate tracking thing, I would definitely recommend Garmin. If you're someone who just wants something to simply track workouts and nothing much, I would recommend a Polar. It's only about $100. It tracks your heart rate, which this does, but it really depends on you. So overall for me, it's an 8 out of 10. It's pretty, it does a decent idea of tracking activity. I get some notifications, I get some kind of fun things. I can use it when I'm walking. You can just play music on it. You don't have to carry this around. If you have Bluetooth speakers, which I do, if you don't have Bluetooth speakers, there's nothing to plug in. And it's just a fun toy to have. It's not for everyone, but let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear your guys' opinion. If anyone does have the Apple Watch, comment down below. If anyone's a Fitbit loyalist, let me know why you prefer the Fitbit or why you prefer the Garmin. But if you have any specific questions about the Apple Watch 2, I will be answering all questions in the comment section below. Overall, I'm very happy with my purchase. I've worn it pretty much every single day since I've got it. I do not regret it. I will never go back to Fitbit unless Fitbit steps up its game and gets way prettier than the Apple Watch. And I'm also very excited to see what the next Apple Watch is. I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. If you're new to the channel and you would like other reviews on fitness gear, fitness clothing, and just general fitness fashion advice, feel free to hit subscribe and join our mermaid tribe. I'd love to have you. And if you like this review, feel free to give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel grow. And yeah, I just really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a fabulous day. I love you all and thank you for tuning in.